Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahawashi, Ba'asham, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to our outer apostles who rule Great Millstone Wow. And shalom to all you Akim pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the whole earth. May you brothers endure to the end. Shalom. This is Alder Tahar's page. What is the 666 mark? And the last video he did was New Moon, March 17, 2018, 20 hours ago. And if you haven't seen it, it's pretty much jumped too far ahead. It's pretty much just music and this right here, which is through the Spirit, quite different compared to what he usually posts. Okay, so with that, it kind of like jumped on me to pay more attention to this, even though it seems so simple, because through the Spirit, the Most High speaks with a still quiet voice. Let me get that. This is 1 Kings 19, verse 11. And he said, Go forth and stand upon the mount before Yahweh. And behold, Yahweh passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains and brake in pieces the rocks before Yahweh. But Yahweh was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But Yahweh was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But Yahweh was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. Okay. So, like a lot of times we get overtook by these these natural disasters, where we see people catch judgment. Those are signs, but the Most High moves in a small voice. Okay, so seeing this, this caught my attention also. On the right hand side, you have a let me see if I can enlarge this. That's what I was trying to do. Shalak, brothers, I don't know why it's not enlarging, but on this side there is a circle that is hollow. The left-hand side, and if you see, it's low, okay? On the left-hand side, which is high, which the left-hand side is in their heaven right now, the right-hand side is in what you would call poverty. But if you see, it's coming, and it has like a big glowing star, okay? They like to call themselves Lucifer. They like to Luciferian. The morning star, they like to call themselves Illuminati, which means light bearers, okay? But they bear the light of wickedness. They profane the truth. So I'm going to play this, and then we'll get some information, including scriptures. And if you see it decrease, and this is increasing. The right hand is decreasing, becoming tighter and smaller. So as you can see, the left hand side became bigger, and the right hand side has become smaller. Okay? Because the elect would be pretty much the top, the pinnacle of the pyramid of the kingdom of the Most High, with Yahawashi on top. Okay, ruling and reigning. But through the Spirit, this pretty much to me means Jacob's trouble. Because to tighten up, you got to cut the fat, and to cut off the fat, you got to do some things. All right. Well, in March 17, 2018, Friday evening to Saturday evening, he's telling you about the new moon, which new moon is just the beginning of a month, okay, which is a holy day. I don't mean to say just to play it off. It's a very important day. It's the new Sabbath. Okay, March 17th. But in the calendar we operate under today, March 17th, they actually have a holiday called St. Patrick's Day. Okay? And I just wanted to get this because this man was a confusion of faith. Okay? So here, they call him St. Patrick, was a 5th century Romano British Christian missionary and bishop in Ireland, known as the Apostle of Ireland. He is the primary patron saint of Ireland, along with saints. Okay, I'm going to stop there and jump down to the point. Here it is. Oh, let me move this down. Here we go. It says, according to the Confessio of Patrick, when he was about 16, he was captured by Irish pirates. Which, if you've been in this truth for a while, you know a lot of those Irish and pirates were Israelite. From his home in Britain and taken as a slave to Ireland, looking after animals. He lived there for 6 years before escaping and returning to his family. After becoming cleric, he returned to the northern and western Ireland. So he went back. Okay, what it was he was kidnapped by some Israelites because he was a confusion of faith, and they put him into slavery. But they, through the Spirit, they actually began to know he was an Israelite. He began to wake up to he was an Israelite. Escaping and returning to his family after, I got that already. Let me go ahead and get down. Oh, here it is. This is his life. But he had a vision when he was in slavery. And it says here, I'm going to read it a little bit up. And it says, I'm going to start here. After Patrick prayed for substance, they encountered a herd of wild boar. Since this was shortly after Patrick had urged them to put their faith in power, his prestige in the group was greatly increased. After various adventures, he returned home to his family, now in his early 20s. After returning home to Britain, St. Patrick continued to study Christianity, which is actually the truth. Okay? You got to remember, you got to pick the bones out of this meat. Okay? So it says, after returning home to Britain, St. Patrick continued to study Christianity. Patrick recounts that he had a vision a few years after returning home. I saw a man coming, as it were from Ireland. His name was Victorious, or Victius, which, right here, Victorious, yeah. And he carried many letters, and he gave me one of them. I read the heading, The Voice of the Irish. As I began the letter, I imagined in that moment that I heard the voice of those very people who were near the wood of Foucault, which is beside the western sea. And they cried out as with one voice, we appeal to you, holy servant boy, to come and walk among us. Okay? So pretty much he saw an angel, which his name was Victorious, and he was told to go back. Okay? And so what it was that he he woke up to being an Israelite. He went back for the Israelites because the Irish were Israelite. And pretty much what this man was known for was, they say, chasing snakes out of Ireland. Okay? And it's not talking about snakes like snakes such as animals. It's talking about the so-called white man. Okay? It says, I'm going to get down here. The Confessio is generally vague about the details of his work in Ireland, though giving some specific instances. This is partly because, as he says at points, he was writing for a local audience of Christians, which were Israelites, who knew him and his work. There are several mentions of traveling around the island and of sometimes difficult interactions with the chiefly elite. So he was out prophesying, right, for his people's sake, but it was actually his own people, the elite of his own people, that was bucking up against him. All right? He does claim of the Irish. So of the Irish, the elite of the Irish were going against him because he was prophesying against the snakes of Ireland, which were the Edomites. But the reason why was because they were in cahoots with the elite of the snakes. All right? So it's just like the Pharisees with the Romans and the Greeks. All right? They've always done that. 2/3 of our people have always been in cahoots with the serpent and other nations. That's why in Jacob's trouble, they're going to be put to death. Okay? Right here it says, never before did they know of power except to serve idols and unclean things. But now, so you see what spirit he's in. He's not teaching them to serve idols or to eat unclean unclean things. This is why you know it's a bunch of bullshit what Esau does. It says, never before did they know of power, or Yahweh, except to serve idols and unclean things. Unclean. He knows what unclean is. So why would there be wild boars right here? This is how you know they add stupid shit here just to throw you off. Okay? But if you're mature enough in this, you should be able to catch these little things and just get right over it and keep going. But now they have become the people of Yahweh and are called children of God, Israelites. The sons and daughters of the leaders of the Irish are seen to be monks and virgins of Hamashiach. St. Patrick's position as a foreigner in Ireland was not an easy one. His refusal to accept gifts from kings placed him outside the normal ties of kinship. So he pretty much went in there. He pretty much walked as a Paul, as Apostle Paul did. Fosterage and affinity. Allegedly, he was without protection. And he says that he was on one occasion beaten, robbed of all that he had, and put in chains, perhaps awaiting execution. Patrick says that he was also, many years later, a captive for 60 days without giving details. I mean, he was pretty much locked up without knowing why. Okay? I'm going to get the script from for which Apostle Paul went through this too. Give me 1 second, brothers. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 25.